Hey friends, welcome back. I'm back again with another session on learning JavaScript for robotic process automation. My idea of creating these videos is to make you capable enough to have a very good career and a strong sustainable career in robotic process automation. What I mean by it is that you not only have to learn Blue Prism because a lot of it is coding. A lot of it is using technology to make the manual processes efficient and help the companies save the money and also help the companies reduce their workforce from redundant jobs and move them to better and value add jobs. Okay, so in essence it has benefits for companies as well as for the people. Okay, so I just happened to create a quote here. Robotic process automation has a great future for those who are well equipped to generate efficiency in any manual process. So now a lot of people ask, hey Vic, what is the future of robotic process automation? And 99% of the times what they mean to ask is what is the future of Blue Prism, or what is the future of automation anywhere? And that's where I think the question is flawed. Okay, my answer to everybody is that robotic process automation is having a really great future ahead. A lot of it has to be automated because now there's a, as Alibaba's Jack Ma says, now it's data technology, it's not IT, it's not information technology anymore. And what I mean by data technology and he means by data technology is that it's the age, a new age of AI, of machine learning, and of of more complex and more sophisticated subjects like similar to AI and machine learning, deep learning, and other things which are growing and coming in. So robotic process automation is is going to use all these advancements in technology and automate more and more stuff. Okay, so it has really great future. So now let's quickly jump on to our today's lesson. So first, let's just summarize what we learned last in the last chapter. If you have not yet gone into and looked into the last chapter, please, I would suggest go ahead and look into the previous video till the end. And so what we learned is why you should learn JavaScript for RPA and why you should learn JavaScript anyways. What are certain web scripting fundamentals? There we learned about HTML, static websites, dynamic websites, and the use of JavaScript. Typical web application architecture. There we learned about how a typical web application is placed. What is a UI layer? What is a firewall? And then what is a web server, an application server, and a database. So that is the most simplest of the application architecture I've explained. And going ahead, we will also look at a more complex one once we go through, sift through all these basic website JavaScript knowledge. Then we also understood about server-side and client-side scripting through the means of web application architecture. We also touched in brief on the document object model, which has been created by World Wide Web Consortium in order to standardize HTML and how browser understands HTML. Then we used Mozilla Firefox to set up a JavaScript development environment, and we also created our first Hello World program in JavaScript. Okay, now let's understand what we are going to cover today. So this class is going to be pretty interesting because now we will start using a lot of Scratchpad. So first we will just look at what are the variables in JavaScript, what are different types of variables, and what are the string and boolean types, understanding what is undefined, understanding what is null, difference between both of them, and we will end the chapter with type coercions and triple equal to operator. And of course we will look at the summary and the topics in the next video. Okay, so friends, let's start quickly with what is a variable. I'm sure most of you are from the technical background, but just in case a few of my friends are not from any technical background or have not any coding experience, I'll start from the basics. So variable is a container of values. So a constant is something which is a value like 2. 2 is a constant, and variable is like I have defined a container or a bucket which is a name, right? Let's name a variable a and assign some value to it, and let's say 2. So we have created a variable a, and we have defined a variable a or declared a variable a, and then defined some value, let's say 2, into the a. Okay, so that's a variable. So in any programming language you will declare a variable and assign a value to it. It's ubiquitous to programming. The variable is going to be the container of that value and is going to be referred in that program at certain place, right? And why do we create variables? Because they are going to change some values at times. But there is a major difference between JavaScript and other languages such as Java and C++, C and other languages. Okay, and let's test this on Scratchpad once. Okay, let's have a look on variable declaration. So in JavaScript, we can just declare value, variable value is equal to 42. Okay, so that's how a variable will be declared in JavaScript. Create a console.log and let's print value of, okay, and let's run this and see our results here. So now it has printed value as 42. And just for sake of adding a little more context, what we are doing, okay, and this time we will do reload and run. Value is 42. Okay, so now another way I can declare a variable is variable value. Okay, let's say val, and if I want to assign a value here for 42. Okay, and if I just copy it here, so now I have declared values in two ways, and I'm going to come to this in a little while and tell you why it is important to understand this. One thing you might have just observed is that I have not declared any type here. If you have learned Java or C++ sometime, you will see that we have variables like int, like string, and other things in Java, but not in JavaScript. Okay, which means that JavaScript is a loosely typed it is not a does not have typed variables. Okay, so we do not declare types of variables, and it's even if you know VBScript, in VBScript also we do not declare types. Okay, and similar characteristics of variables are in JavaScript as well. Okay, so now let's move to primitive types of variables. In JavaScript, there are three primitive type of variables, which are number, string, and boolean. Okay, so what is a number? Any kind of number in JavaScript will be a number type of variable. In JavaScript, numbers are double precision 64-bit variables. In Java, let's say for example, you will have different type of numbers like float, int, and double, but not in JavaScript. Even if you declare a variable which has a value, let's say 9, it will still be a double precision 64-bit value. Although you will not encounter it in real life, but at times you you might basically look at, when doing calculations, you will see that you are encountering certain problems when there is decimal place involved. Okay, so let's declare a number type of variable here. And if you see, I have already declared a number type of variable. Let me just get rid of these comments. They're taking up real estate. And if you see in Scratch, in Firefox, numbers are being represented by a certain color. Let me just remove the string from here and run it again, and you will see the difference in color. Okay, here are Mozilla browser. It's basically rendering an orange color to the string and a blue color to number. Okay, similarly about a boolean variable. Okay, let me declare a boolean variable here where bool equals true. Okay, console.log bool. What is a boolean? It's basically true and false. It's a logic. It will return something like true or false every time. So if you are comparing something, the statement will result into a boolean variable. So just a little bit about the strings. Any kind of text in JavaScript will be a string. They are 16-bit Unicode characters, and if you do not even remember that, it's not going to make any difference. But just remember, any kind of text in JavaScript is a string. The type system is fairly simplified in JavaScript. Any number is a number type, any string, any text is a string type, and booleans is all about conditionals. It will just have two values. Okay, true and false. Let's test it on Scratchpad, because I just want to show you that unlike Java, C or C++, which are strongly typed languages, JavaScript supports loose typing. And what I mean by that is that you can basically change the values in just one variable, from string to boolean, and from boolean to number, and vice versa, again and again, and JavaScript will not throw error. But if you try to do the same thing in Java, it is going to return you an error, because we declare the variables with a type there. Now let's try to understand what is null first before jumping onto the sketchpad. Let's say you are asked to fill your full name on a piece of paper, and that full name is comprised of three text boxes. One is first name, then middle name, and then last name. And let's say you do not have a middle name. What you will do is that you will read what is written in the first text box? It has a label called first name, and you enter Victor, and then you have another text box labeled middle name, but you do not have a middle name, so you will not write anything there. But the point is that you have read and chosen not to reply there. Okay, or maybe you can mention n/a. Okay, no, not applicable. So, and then you move your to your last name text box and you enter something, your last name there, right? So now what you did is that you don't have a middle name and you chose not to enter your middle name. Okay, because, and you marked it's, let's say you marked it as NA, but you might also choose to not fill it at all. Okay, so now the difference here I want to point out is that the value of something which is uninitiated is undefined. Okay, a declared variable is undefined. Okay, it carries a value undefined, but if I chose that a variable middle name does not have to be filled in my case, its value will be null. Okay, and let's just quickly try to do a very simple example of variable. I'm just declaring a variable a, declare, and console log. Okay, and what it will type, what will be the output of this? I'm sure you'll know it will be undefined. And let me declare a variable, a boolean variable. Let me define its variable a to boolean type. Again, console.log a, what it will contain, it will display false. And just for the sake of showing you, I will also initiate value, oops, null, and now let's run this. Okay, so now you can see at the first place it was undefined, and now it has, at the last place it has a value of null. Okay. Okay friends, I hope it is clear now what are the different types of variables in JavaScript. Just to summarize, we have number, we have string, boolean, undefined, null. Okay, and I believe you have got what is difference between undefined and null, and I hope it's clear now. Now let's try to see what is a type, coercion, and operator. Okay, and before that let me just show you one function here, which is typeof. Because Java is a loosely typed language, we just want to ensure at times what type of variable it's carrying, and at times during writing a program it is necessary to find out what kind of variable type I am dealing with. Okay, so that is the type of function. Okay friends, let's have a look at the type of variable here. So here, let me just append a few things here. A is value, and this is the concatenation operator. And type of A is, again, the concatenation operator, and then the type of function that I wanted to show you. Let me just put it everywhere. Okay, and let's just run it. Execute, reload, and run. Okay, so now we can see A is, after the declare block, A is undefined, and type of A is also undefined. and in here, okay, a is having value as false, and type of a is boolean, and null a is null, and type of a is object. Okay friends, here I just want to tell you that this is a bug in JavaScript, and uh, because of this, this bug has not yet been fixed and will not be fixed because this has certain dependencies. So but just to tell you, the type is null here, and you can always verify that this is a defect in JavaScript. Okay, now type coercion and triple equal to operator. So what is type coercion? Now when you saw above that, if what I'm doing here is, let me just open Sketchpad. What I'm doing here is that I can change the type of variable at any time. Here it was undefined, and then I changed its value to boolean. After boolean I changed to a value of null, and let's say I can now change its value of a to a string robot, and let me just run it again. Wait, now a is having four different values. Okay, a is undefined at the first place, then second it's boolean, then it's all null, and now it's a string. Okay, so now what it means is that in JavaScript, type of variable can be changed, but what's additional to it is that JavaScript, during different logical function operations, it changes the type of variables assigned to a value. Okay, let's say for an example, I am having two variables, 1 2 3, which is a number, and then I have 4 enclosed in double quotes. Now let's say if I concatenate both of these by using the concatenation operator plus, what will happen? Okay, 1 2 3 is a number, 4 is a string, but 4 is enclosed in double quotes. What will be the output of this? But first of all, in a language like Java, it will error out because I can't add a number to a string. Okay, but in JavaScript what it will do is that it will convert 1 2 3 to a string and then concatenate 4 to it. Okay, and JavaScript does a lot of type coercion, and care needs to be taken while programming with JavaScript for such issues. Okay, you can always try same example in your Scratchpad window. Okay, and now let's talk about these three operators. Equal to is an assignment operator, and we have been using it in our assignments here. Double equal to is a comparison operator, and triple equal to is also a comparison operator. Okay, now let's discuss, or let's see what is the difference between equal to and triple equal to. Okay, so let's quickly understand what is the difference between double equal to and the triple equal to operator. So let me just declare two variables a and b. You can declare a couple of variables in within the same line. You don't need to write again and again. And now let me assign a value of 10 to a and another 10 to b, and let me initiate a loop here. We're going to study about the loops. Okay, if a equals double equals b, then say console.log hey, but a and b are equal, else say console log, sorry, a and b are not equal. Okay, now let's run this piece of program. Okay, so now because A is 10 and B is 10, but program says that A and B are equal. Now let's quickly change the type of the variable B to a string. So what should happen? A number cannot be equal to a string. So according to me, it should return this value, right? Sorry, A and B are not equal. Now let's try what JavaScript does. Oh, okay. Let me just reload it. And what it says, hey, A and B are equal. Oh no, what is JavaScript doing? It is basically still in this loop. According to JavaScript, if I'm comparing A to B, when A is a number and B is a string, it basically still says both are equal. Okay, and that is what is the difference between equal to and triple equal to operator. So what equal to operator, triple double equal to operator is doing, the comparison operator double equal to, it's basically not considering the type of variable. It is coercing that A into a string and then comparing it with B. Okay, now let's try to execute. I have put a triple equal to operator and I'm executing this statement. Okay, now it falls into this piece of code. Okay, so that is the difference. Okay, now I hope you have got this. Basically, we have noticed that triple equal to will not only compare the value but also the type. Personally, I use triple equal to operators so that I do not have to worry about the type coercion during comparison. Okay, so I just want to summarize the video here. We have understood how to declare the values, the different type of variables, namely string, boolean, number, undefined, null. We also understood the difference between undefined and null, and we also understood what is a what are the values associated with all type of boolean values. We understood JavaScript is a loosely typed language where we do not declare the type of variables. We understood the differences between comparison operators, double equal to and triple equal to, and we did some basic coding in Scratchpad. What are we going to learn in next video? We are going to understand the objects in JavaScript, control structures in JavaScript. Okay, that is going to be a briefer session, and go ahead and practice what we have learned in this video, and in about in about 15 to 20 more videos I am going to culminate JavaScript and its basics. And what I'm going to assure you here is that whatever you are going to learn in these videos is going to take you a long way, because JavaScript is forming the basis of mean stack and Node.js, where we create a lot of robotic process automation related applications like chatbots and like uh, small one page websites, and also in Internet of Things. Okay, so just stay with me here, just keep learning JavaScript, and I'm going to be a little more regular in posting these videos, maybe daily. Okay, thank you very much. If you like this video, please go ahead and click like, share it with your friends if you feel there is a value add for them as well. If you have any questions or comments, please enter it in the video below, or email it to me in this email ID. Okay, if you want any help in creating resume or updating your resume, adding RPA related projects, contact me. If you want to keep learning robotic process automation and JavaScript, subscribe to my channel for getting more updates on robotic process automation. With this, friends, thank you and see you again in next video. Bye.